Computer? All right. Look at now my job is really complete. Everyone could hear me and I press record.
I mean, those are two of the most missed things, really.
We have had some time away due to tornadoes. We probably could have prayed for all the tornado victims.
Yeah.
I feel like we might have been on chapter 9, but I could be wrong. 9 or 10.
I think didn't we already read that?
We could have. Anyone have any? Does 9 sound familiar? This is where she's putting the ashes on her head, and
Yes.
Yes.
we did read that. Okay, so let's start with 10.
Yeah.
Mine has a break after verse 17. So maybe would anyone like to read 1 through 17, and then someone else can read 18 to the end, or is that too much for one chunk? Do we think?
I think that's good. I can do it, but I don't have a break, so just remind me if I keep going.
Oh, just read what you're comfortable with then.
Okay.
Thank you, Jackie.
Wait, oh, no, wait. I'm on chapter 5. We're going to chapter 10, right?
Chapter 10.
Okay. I'll still read 17, but at least I'm on the right part.
Yeah. Apparently 9 didn't stick in my head very well. But 10 it is.
Judith prepares to depart. As soon as Judith had ceased her prayer, okay, maybe I'll read this. As soon as Judith had ceased her prayer to the God of Israel and finished all these words, she rose from the ground. She called her maid, and they went down into the house, which she used only on Sabbaths and feast days. She took off the sackcloth she had on, laid aside the garments of her widowhood, washed her body with water, and anointed herself with rich oils. She arranged her hair, put on her diadem, and dressed in the festive attire she had worn while her husband Manasseh was living. She chose sandals for her feet and put on her anklets, bracelets, rings, earrings, and all of her other jewelry. Thus she made herself very beautiful to entice the eyes of all the men that should see her. She gave her maid a skin of wine and a jug of oil. She filled a bag with roasted grain, dried fig cakes, and pure bread. She wrapped all of her dishes and gave them to the maid to carry. Then they went out to the gate of the city of Bethula.
Great.
And found Uzziah.
Yes.
And the elders of the city, Charibris and Charmis.
Exactly. Good job.
Standing there. When they saw Judith transformed in looks and different dressed, they were very much astounded at her beauty and said to her, "May the God of our ancestors grant you favor and make your design successful for the glory of the Israelites and the exaltation of Jerusalem." Judith bowed down to God. Judith and her maid leave Bethula. Then she said to them, pardon me, "Order the gate of the city opened for me, that I may go accomplish the matters we discussed." So they ordered the young men to open the gate for her, as she had requested. And they did so. Then Judith and her maidservant went out. The men of the city kept her in view as she went down the mountain and crossed the valley. Then they lost sight of her. Judith goes to war. As Judith and her maid walked directly across the valley, they encountered the Assyrian patrol. The men took her in custody and asked her, "To what people do you belong? Where do you come from, and where are you going?" She replied, "I am a daughter of the Hebrews, and I am fleeing from them because they are about to be delivered up to you as prey. I have come to see Holofernes, the ranking general of your forces, to give him a trustworthy report. In his presence, I will show him the way by which he can ascend and take possession of the whole hill country without a single one of his men suffering injury or loss of life. When the men heard her words and gazed upon her face, which had appeared marvelously beautiful to them, they said to her, "By hastening down to see our master, you have saved your life. Now go to his tent. Some of us will accompany you to hand you over to him. When you stand before him, have no fear in your heart. Give him the report you have given us, and then he will treat you well." Okay, is that where yours breaks?
I think mine breaks maybe one more line. Yeah.
So
But
they
we can-
selected 100 of their men as an escort for her and her maid, and these conducted them to the tent of Holofernes.
Yeah, that's where mine breaks. I don't know if anyone else's breaks.
At least a 20, but that's okay.
Okay, does someone else want to keep going to the end and then we can talk about it all at once? Because it's sort of a narrative.
Yeah,
Do you want to keep going, Jackie, or do you want to break?
I'll let somebody else.
Okay, would anyone like to read 18 to the end?
I can if you want me
Oh.
to.
Thank you, Leslie.
18. There was great excitement in the whole camp, for her arrival was reported from tent to tent. They came and gathered around her as she stood outside the tent of Holofernes, waiting until they told him about her. They marveled at her beauty and admired the Israelites, judging them by her. They said to one another, "Who can despise these people? Who have women like this among them? It is not wise to leave one of their men alive, for if we let them go, they will be able to beguile the whole world." Then the guards of Holofernes and all his servants came out and led her into the tent. Holofernes was resting on his bed under a canopy that was woven with purple and gold, emeralds, and other precious stone. When they told him of her, he came to the front of the tent, with silver lamps carried before him. When Judith came into the presence of Holofernes and his servants, they all marveled at the beauty of her face. She prostrated herself and did obeisance to him, but his slaves raised her up.
Thank you, everyone. So my summary would be that she has gotten herself all dolled up and she's left and she's made her way right into the bedroom, basically, of the commander of the enemy forces by saying she was leaving her people. Is that the cliff notes that you guys got? Or
Exactly.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
go ahead, Hayden.
I wonder
Is it-
where she got, I was just wondering where she got all the water to bathe with.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, it came from my study Bible. The question is, in this drought where people are literally dying of thirst, she had enough to bathe. So that's an interesting aspect of the story. Another thing.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm just
go
wondering
ahead with that.
if you could have wiped yourself down with oil or something, would it have had to be water?
Well, it
Could
says
you-
water. It literally
does-
says water.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
I think it could be a minimal
Yeah.
amount.
What if
too.
she took all the water they had and
But if the babies are like,
Yeah.
what do they call them, limp and listless, and she's got enough to bathe? Yeah, mine just says bathe, so that's, I didn't think about that.
I didn't look it up as far
Yeah.
as, but it does say with water in my particular, and
Wow.
then anointed
That's a
herself
good
with
question.
precious ointment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting.
wasn't she rich? So I mean,
She was rich.
so I mean, maybe she had all the water and then the other people didn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
I guess to me, I kind of thought, because it says washed her body with water in mine, you could just, it's still, there's no water, but
Yeah.
like less than a gallon, just kind of dump it on you. It doesn't mean like, I didn't take it as a full bath or a full shower, just.
Yeah, or even just to wet down a cloth.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
like
like water.
a wet rag or something.
Yeah,
I was
but if
thinking.
people are dying of drought.
Yeah, so any
That's-
water.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, David. Oh, you had something else you were going to say. I think we interrupted you.
No, I just think, well, it's not an actual account. It's not a historical account. It's like a fairy tale. So it's just a little lack of how would they say it? I think they didn't pay enough attention to detail right there.
Plot hole.
Kind of, but yeah, it's a little bit of a, yeah, it's not a good continuity. But anyway, that just thought I thought was kind of interesting that and that the fact that other interesting thing is the fact that she's using her physical beauty as a weapon, and it works. The people are not they're taken in by, and she lies throughout the whole thing. She
Yep.
lies about, yeah, there's not, it's not like she's being honest about what's going on. She's not being honest about what she intends for Holofernes, and so she is using her beauty and her duplicity to get to this man. So I'm not sure how you hold her up as a complete example of moral authority. But anyway, just interesting thoughts that I was looking at there.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a couple of weeks now, so I might not be remembering it well, but I feel like we were talking about how trickery was actually morally superior in some ways to force. Was that a couple of weeks ago? But yeah, she's even saying like she doesn't specifically say she's turning her back on God, but she says, I'm leaving the Hebrews. And that feels a little, not what we get a lot of sometimes in these stories. But yeah, it works. They're pretty in awe of her, right? Admiration for her beauty led them to feel admiration for all Israelites. Who could despise a nation whose women are like these? I mean, they're really impressed.
As a guy, we're all pretty shallow.
It's like those old Bugs Bunny cartoons with eyeballs.
Yeah.
When they go, oh,
Awooga. Yeah, it's a very. I'm gonna open the store. It's getting here.
mhm.
You don't need a double text.
I sort of feel like I want to keep going because they've sort of set the stage for this big next thing to happen. And I feel like doing more than one chapter is very out of character for us, but I'm wondering how people feel. I'd kind of like to see what happens.
I want to see what happens too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's not much to see here other than what we've already seen. So yeah, let's go ahead with the rest of the story. Yeah.
And Brian will be very impressed by our it took us like 6 months to get through Matthew, but we're zipping through Judith.
Well, he's not here today, so clearly he's holding us up.
Where would be a good place to split the reading in 11? I don't have any splits in mind, but it might.
Now it's 23 verses.
Wow.
Oh, I remember.
Anybody want to read? Maybe just stop when you get tired.
I guess I can read.
Send it to
you, Jordan.
No, I got it.
Then Holofernes said to her, "Take courage, woman, and do not be afraid in your heart, for I have never heard anyone who chose to serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth. Even now, if your people who live in the hill country had not slighted me, I would never have lifted my spear against them. They have brought this on themselves. But now tell me why you have fled from them and have come over to us. In any event, you have come to safety. Take courage. You will live tonight and ever after. No one will hurt you. Rather, all will treat you well, as they do the servants of my lord Nebuchadnezzar." Judith explained her presence. Judith answered him, "Accept the words of your slave, and let your servant speak in your presence. I will say nothing false to my lord this night. If you follow out the words of your servant, God will accomplish something through you, and my lord will not fail to achieve his purposes." by the life of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the whole earth, and by the power of him who has sent you to direct every living being. Not only do human beings serve him because of you, but also the animals of the field and the cattle and the birds of the air will live because of your power under Nebuchadnezzar and all his house. For we have heard of your wisdom and skill, and it is reported throughout the whole world that you alone are the best in the whole kingdom and the most informed and the most outstanding in military strategy. Now, as for accurate speech in your council, we have heard his words, for the people of Bethulia spared him and told him, wait, and told them all he had said to you. Therefore, Lord and Master, do not disregard what he said, but keep it in your mind, for it is true. Indeed, our nation cannot be punished, nor can the sword prevail against them. Instead, they sin against their God. But now, in order that my Lord may not be defeated and its purposes frustrated, death will fall upon them, for sin has overtaken them, by which they are about to provoke their God to anger when they do what is wrong. Since their food supply is exhausted and their water has almost given out, they have planned to kill their livestock and have determined to use all that God, by his laws, has forbidden them to eat. They have decided to consume the first fruits of the grain and the tithes of the wine and oil, which they have consecrated and set aside for the priests who minister in the presence of our God in Jerusalem. Things it is not lawful for any of the people even to touch with their hands. Since even the people of Jerusalem have been doing this, they have sent messengers there in order to bring back permission from the council of the elders. When the response reaches them and they act upon it, on that very day they will be handed over to you to be destroyed. So when I, your slave, learned all this, I fled from them. God has sent me to accomplish with you things that will astonish the whole world wherever people shall hear about them. Your servant is indeed God-fearing and serves the God of heaven night and day. So, my Lord, I will remain with you, for every night your servant will go out into the valley and pray to God. He will tell me when they have committed their sins. Then I will come and tell you so that you may go out with your whole army, and not one of them will be able to withstand you. Do you mind us up there?
No. Does anyone want to pick up from 19? Good job. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Sure. I will lead you through the heart of of Judea until you come to Jerusalem, and there in its center I will set up your throne. You will drive them like sheep that have no shepherd, and not even a dog will growl at you. This was told to me in advance and announced to me, and I have been sent to tell you. Her words pleased Holofernes and all his attendants. They marveled at her wisdom and exclaimed, "No other woman from one end of the earth to the other looks so beautiful and speaks so wisely." Then Holofernes said to her, "God has done well in sending you ahead of your people to bring victory to our hands and destruction to those who have despised my Lord. You are not only beautiful in appearance, but you are also eloquent. If you do as you have said, your God will be my God. You will live in the palace of King Nebuchadnezzar and be renowned throughout the whole earth."
Well, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there was a couple things that made me giggle.
He's talking to him like Trump wants to be talking.
He's definitely
Isn't that
pumping up his ego. One thing that made me giggle was, I swear this by the life of Nebuchadnezzar. Like, I swear on the life, like, if I'm lying, please strike him down.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, you know.
it made me giggle
Yeah.
because it's a little bit cheeky, I thought. But what else struck out to people? She's definitely like
Yeah.
A psychopath.
Yes, a fig shower. That's what that word means. Like you show someone figs. Psycho is
the lights just keep on coming. I mean, she's
Oh,
really good with
she's-
them. Just boom, 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 boom.
She's got a car that's barely been driven by a little old lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To church on Sundays.
Bridge and some oceanfront property.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it in better terms. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, David. Go ahead. You look like you got thoughts.
No, I was just going to say exactly right there. They're both being duplicitous. They're both saying things that aren't true. He starts out with the fact, I never would have harmed him if they hadn't. And then she's going on and she's complimenting him. She's saying some things that have double meanings, as you pointed out, and like in 5, she says, except the words of the servant, I will say nothing false to my Lord. If you follow out the words of your servant, God will accomplish something through you, and my Lord will not fail to achieve his purposes. Well, who's her Lord? But anyway, so it goes on and on throughout this, that she's saying half truths and lies, and she's setting up her escape by this whole plan that she's going to go out and find out the time it's going to happen. That then she can come back and say, okay, it's time. You can go in there with no loss of life, which sets up the fact that she can escape when she does what she wanted to do. I just wonder how well this plan would have worked if she was not so attractive.
Not at all.
I also wonder how much of it is her innate beauty and how much of it these guys have just been gone a long time. And she smells good and she's decorated and she's like pumping up their ego,
She lies so well. She makes me wonder what she's like and just everyday things, not having to do with it. Is she a liar all the time? Or
She's been living in a tent on the roof for a long time. Go ahead, David.
No, I agree. I don't know. It's hard to say. It seems it just is a little discomforting to me that the way she's accomplishing this whole thing is because she's beautiful. It has to do with her physical beauty. It has to do, she's clever, but she's able to fool them because she's pretty and she's clever. She's well spoken. It just looking at from our perspective now, it's a little bit, I don't know. It just I don't know what to do with some of these like the fairy tale where it's always the beautiful princess that's the star of the show, and it's the beautiful widow here that's the star of the show. And sometimes I wonder what kind of lessons they're teaching people when we're teaching young women, and I don't know. So that's just me speaking. So
Jordan, you started saying something.
I didn't say this is the fun part of the Bible. Why is the fun part?
Why did so many places leave this out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, David. I'm sort of like, everyone's got different weapons, right?
Yeah.
And like, this is what she has as, a gift is her beauty, and she's using using what God gave her. And I think sometimes when you say like, oh, David's so accurate with his slingshot, or someone else, Samson's so strong. I'm like, this is what she's got. She's pretty and she's sharp and she's using what she has.
Yeah.
That's the weapon she has.
I just wonder what it says to the girls that aren't so pretty and aren't.
But everybody's beautiful inside.
That's true.
I think the moral of the story is you shouldn't trust women. Just
maybe have a friend like Judith.
Excuse me.
No problem.
She's using the men's they're not really saying they're lusting after her, but they're certainly impressed by her.
Yes, they are.
I would say they're lusting. Exactly.
I'd say that's exactly where Holofernes is going. Yes, I think that's
That's what she wanted.
So she's kind of using their own weaknesses against them, and their overconfidence and their narcissism and their
Yeah.
egos and the idea they can't fail. And she's using all of their weaknesses.
Because beauty's not going to get you somewhere unless, do you know what I mean? If they were like, oh, you're beautiful, but I'm busy doing this.
Yeah.
It's their weakness do you know what like you need the right people to be manipulated.
Yeah. They're easy to manipulate because of their own shortcomings, I guess.
I think they all think they have a chance with her, and that's why
Yeah.
she's can do it that much easier.
This just reminds me, I mean, this is not meant to be factual, but a book switch the language to more modernize it.
Mhm.
It could totally be written now and be a popular novel. Yeah, of course, there has to be a little magic in it, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I miss having my message because usually I have my Bible with the message side by side. And I really like where it puts it into simple, more modern than this terms.
Yeah.
But still sort of funny. But yeah, she has infiltrated the camp
yeah.
and made a lot of friends. And if they were smart, they would not be trusting this lady. But
And
trust her.
Well,
Go ahead, Leslie.
they think she's wise. They think she's very wise and she's well, as David said, she's well spoken and they don't realize how she's using her words actually against them to trust in her more than they should be.
Well,
'Cause they don't,
she's
they
They're
don't,
right about her
she's-
being wise.
Oh, she's brilliant.
she's much smarter than they are in this situation. Of course, that I think the wrong head's doing the thinking here for most of the men anyway. But anyway, so yeah, so they're being manipulated because of that. Yeah,
I love that he keeps reassuring her that she's safe.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but are you? Right? He's like, no one's going to hurt you. And she's like, oh, yeah, thanks. Let's see if anyone's who's reassuring you?
Yeah.
Who's really in danger right now? Yeah, I don't know. I'm finding
Well-
an
worried about
uncomfortable
my
amount of glee
stuff.
with this right now.
if they had some brains, she would be in danger because she's still
Yeah.
surrounded.
Yeah.
And it's her wit, and it's not, she doesn't have the upper hand in terms of physical strength or the circumstances of the situation. She's just using their own pride to against them so that she can fool them completely. But again, like I say, if she was like a librarian type or something with thick glasses and a little bit chubby, and I don't think she'd be able to pull this off.
Some people like libraries.
Well, I think that's why she might not always dress like this, but she's got
No.
ribbons and diadems and sandals with anklets. I mean, she's doing it up. She's
You know what? She's using them against them. You know what I mean? Like,
she's got the red soled shoes on. Yeah, I have never read a book like this in the Bible.
In the Bible.
It is
No.
I'm enjoying it greatly.
quite fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it is a fun thing.
Really enjoying this.
in the background, it's happened before. The whole thing with I'm trying to remember, Leslie.
Jael
Haman
and
and-
Sisera,
What's that?
Jael and Sisera in Judges.
No, I was thinking about the
Esther,
Hebrew Esther. No, yeah, Queen Esther. Yeah, that's
Queen
what I was
Esther.
thinking about. Where she was able to use her charms to charm her husband, get into his presence, and save the people. But she was put in that position because of her physical attractiveness and perhaps her skill. So, yeah.
I was also thinking about the death of John the Baptist. Is that Salome?
Yeah,
Who's
Salome.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, how she danced.
Yeah, she danced in order to get him killed.
They said,
Yeah.
There's all sorts of ladies. But this one is more like, I guess Esther's the better because she was doing it for like the good of her people. But people
It's
have
the
always
same
been
principle.
people. Same weaknesses, same strengths.
so there's
back then as it is now.
Yeah.
To be trusted. Just teasing.
Or men need a brain because they could have easily been like, all right, well, you look pretty lucky.
No, I mean, I think people aren't to be trusted.
I think
I think if anyone's telling you what you want to hear exactly, you should wonder why.
Yeah, exactly.
The idea your ego is just taking this all at face value is his real weakness. Go ahead,
it's just
David.
interesting. It's just interesting to me coming from the kind of background I do, an fundamentalist, extremely kind of background with everything is supposed to be so pure and true, and you never tell a lie under any circumstances at all. And this is just a big contrast to that attitude where absolute values are what it's always all about. That I think about, and like the moral question, what would you do if someone came and you knew had murderous intent, and they asked you like, where's charity? And what are you going to do? And the idea that you would say, I don't know if you did, or that, so that would not be acceptable from my background. You have to be absolutely truthful and all. So then you have to kind of think about what it actually means to bear false witness and lie. Whether it's actually you have to tell the absolute truth, or what you have to do is not do things for bad purposes or for your own advantage in order to achieve power over others. So just some issues I'm thinking about in terms of coming from where I did, where this kind of behavior would in real life would not be too acceptable. But here it is. Of course, it's not in their Bible, not this particular. Judith wouldn't be, but Esther and some of those other places, some other places. Or like Leslie was talking about with Sisera and where she lures him in and then drives a tent peg through his head. Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking about it, but I was thinking about the idea, like when you learn about the American Revolution, how the British came over and it was like the moral thing to fight and rose. Right?
Yeah.
And you're going up against a big force and you can't outnumber them. So and it wasn't just in that, but anytime where you have a big force and then they're invading somebody, there's like guerrilla warfare and there's sneakiness and it's not wrong to hide behind a tree when there's only one of you in there. And I just feel like she's doing guerrilla warfare, right? They can't outnumber her, like this army, Holofernes' army, the Hebrews. And so this is like, I don't know, is all fair in love and war?
Like a bunch of gorillas.
Acting like a bunch of gorillas.
Yeah, and like that's the point I'm trying to make, when you draw absolutes and say you can never do this, you can never do that, that's where we get into these kind of situations where even in the Bible and stories in the Bible, that wasn't always the case. Look at the midwives in Egypt who were instructed by the Pharaoh to kill all the Hebrew babies, and they lied to his face and said, "Well, we can't help it. They have their babies before we even get there," and it's that.
Yeah, it's interesting. What I find so delightful is how weak their egos make them. That's what I'm finding very satisfying to think about, is that when you have all of this force and no one stopped you and you think you can do whatever you want, the very nature of your success and thinking it's all because you have done a lot of great things, and not I'm grateful God gave me opportunities to do these things. And it's not, I'm trying to help my community. It's I'm really great and everything is because of me. That thinking gives you this crazy weakness that can be so easily exploited.
And it's not just in this story, and it's not just from this time. That's still
maybe finding some modern parallels.
Yeah.
It literally
was
Literally
I was
not-
listening to you and I was
never-
thinking, oh, this is present time. This is going
Yeah,
on.
I may be finding some modern terms.
Kind of as the beginning. Like,
It
Oh, I'm
it literally never enters their mind that a pretty woman could do anything like this to him. She
no, because
was
women
just a
don't
woman.
have the brains or anything. That's not what women are for.
Yeah,
Right.
back then, that's
You're
really
absolutely right, Jackie. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a text from Daisy and I thought it would be she's having a hard time at school, but she's taking Old Testament and she told me last night she learned the word theonoustos, God breathed, that scripture's God breathed. And she's like,
Yes.
and I asked her if the Apocrypha was God breathed according to Catholics. And she's like, I'm going to ask my teacher today. And so she just texted me. They don't think the Apocrypha is theonoustos, but it is highly valued.
Yeah. Theop nuestas, which means theop, which means God. And that's something that a lot of our fundamentalist friends hold on to, is that the scripture can't have any errors or anything into it. But it just depends. They've done some linguistic study in that, and how it was used at the time was not necessarily to mean God breathed in the sense it was absolutely true, but God breathed in the sense that it's a source of life, source of truth. As God breathed into Adam, God breathes into the words that are spoken and the words that come through his representatives.
Anyway, I just wanted to share her little.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
fun.
It's very timely.
Theo means God, and however you say it, Eustis is like, she's like, it's like
The
pneumonia when you get an infection. Anyway, I just
exactly.
just sharing something silly, but which was off topic, sort of. But we're reading the Apocrypha,
I was gonna say I think it's totally
that's
fitting.
good. Yeah.
and it's the first text I've gotten that's like, "Come get me, I want to go home." So, anyway, oh, sorry, we're recording. None of that happens.
I never learned that word in school, Theonistos.
That's a
Yeah, I never.
because they were just saying this is what she learned yesterday is that lots of people wrote the Bible over lots of time, so the Bible wasn't like written by God, right?
Yeah.
And so the way they get around that is that it's like
Makes sense.
like it's inspired.
See, out of all the things I've been taught in that Catholic school you sent me to, this is interesting because now as an adult, I was like, they didn't have like, it wasn't pen and paper like at the desk, but God moved the hand of those while they wrote it. So it was his words, like basically taught as a possession. God possessed them and moved their hands.
His spirit
words.
was the same.
Catholics believe in
Is that
possession.
is that what they taught you, Jackie, when you were in Catholic school?
Yeah.
Well, her Catholic,
Yeah,
this
'cause
is Catholic
that's
school too.
Yeah.
They have a little different.
Well,
Okay.
apparently, which
Yeah.
I did not know until I went to Bible study, and my dad and Brian were like, "You were taught what?"
Yeah. I had no idea she was taught this stuff. I wasn't.
It's taught is not totally accurate for other Catholics.
No.
I just went to I had special teachers apparently. I don't know.
That's fantastic.
That's funny.
Even Ann Sticks went to the same school I did for a little
Yeah.
bit, and she's like, "I wasn't taught that." We didn't have the same teachers, Ann,
Oh,
did we?
that's so fun. We're coming right up. We have just a couple minutes left. Does anyone have burning thoughts in the last 3 minutes?
Well, it's great seeing all of you guys.
Yeah, I think you ran it really great.
Oh,
You do.
these are kind. Should I stop the recording?
Yeah.
Since we're gonna-
Yeah.
I really think.